though I lived with him until I was 17, which is when he died. So my father was very remote. He didn't talk much. My closest memory of him is when I was 4 years old and he used to walk to me around the living room with his hands tenderly on my back. And I would smell his beautiful smelling aftershave. I'm just going to take this. Yeah. So I would smell his beautiful smelling aftershave, and he would spin me around the floor, and sometimes my legs would even come up off the floor, so I'd be flying, and I'd look up at his beautiful, clean scrubbed face. And that was the last time I remember my father as good looking. Shortly after that, my mother got cancer, and she survived, but my father must have gotten really, really scared because he changed a lot. He started hitting me. He changed in a lot of other ways as well. I mean, I'm 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, and my father's not only punching me in the head, but he's also screaming at me all the time, and he stops bathing. So my father smells really, really bad. I mean, my father stinks. He smells like rotten garbage in the summertime. And this is in the 70s, so there aren't a lot of homeless people in the city yet. But years later, when I'm in my 20s and I'll smell a homeless person on the subway, a jolt will go through me of nostalgia, sadness, wistfulness, and longing. My father will be gone by then, but it'll bring him back to me. I'll be sitting on the Q train, and this terrible smell will come in my nostrils, and I'll feel sadness and anger and bleakness. Just lots of bleakness from living around that smell. But like I say, I'll also feel longing. I'll feel love, missing him. So here I am, 7, 8, 9, 10, and my father's hitting me. And I'm terrified of him, even though he's not the real power in the family at all. That would be my mother, who doesn't hit me, but doesn't stop my father from hitting me either. Sometimes when she thinks he's getting a little excessive, she'll intervene, but that doesn't happen very often. And I actually think maybe it's scarier to get hit by the person who is not really in control of the family, because it's more unpredictable. It's like he's my mother's monster who she forgets to chain up. So for most of my life after that, I will see like this giant fist about to come down on my head at every moment. And sometimes it'll be like I'm caught in this continuous, ever-present moment of getting hit that I can never quite get out of. And I would spend my life trying to come up with a million different strategies to avoid that fist. My father also calls me a lot of weird names. He says this thing in Yiddish, "Verbissener hint," and I don't know what that means, except I'm good at school, so I figure out that hint means dog, and I don't know what "Verbissener" means, but it must be really scary. He says it, "Verbissener hint," like some Nazi slogan with all those hissing S's, and I get the idea that my father's calling me a stinking dog. So, like, I started to get very intellectual about this, and I really want to understand. I want to find out about my father. I sort of want to, research him. It's like, what made him be this way? Why does he do this? Once when he's really furious at me, he says, "Verbissener hint," and he adds, "It's a hint." So it's like, why is my father calling me a dog? And why is he calling me it? Who is my father anyway? What is making him be this way? And I started really wanting to investigate him and do research on him. And I'm going to find out what happened to him and where that other father is who I used to have. There's one precipitating incident that really makes me want to start investigating him. I'm 11 years old at this point, and I'm just about to enter 7th grade. And I'm lying in bed one night trying to go to sleep, and it's really hot out, so I have my bedroom door open to let in some air, and I hear my parents talking. And I don't know what they're saying, I just hear indistinct voices. But suddenly, I hear my father saying loudly and with hate, "She's listening. She's lying there listening to us. She is listening." And I realize with a sick feeling that my father thinks I've been lying there trying to listen to my parents having sex. So, furiously embarrassed and also scared, I shut the door. But there's another reason why I decide to investigate my father at this time. I actually start feeling sorry for him. And one reason is that I start doing the family laundry sometimes, and I notice his socks. They're these crumpled up, terrible things. They're full of holes. They're much too small for his feet, and there's like sticky stains in the toes that don't come out in the laundry. And I'm not even going to tell you about his underwear, but they're really sad as well. And I'm like, why does my father keep himself so badly? Why does he take care of himself so badly? And there's another reason why I started to empathize with him around this time, and that reason is harder to tell you. And that's that my mother used to call him names. She used to call him stupid and ugly and smelly and idiot, and make fun of him. And she used to encourage us kids to make fun of him and call him names as well. And sometimes I did. I did call him stupid, or I would make fun of how he didn't read books, and the rest of my family, read all the time. Or I'd make fun of how he smelled bad. And years later, it seems to me, it's as though we had this mentally ill homeless person living in our house, and we, the non-mentally ill people, would make fun of him all the time. And even to me then, even my father, my terrifying father, I thought, didn't deserve that. I get my resolve, and one day when my parents aren't home, I didn't tell you what I was going to do yet. I get this idea that adults sometimes keep secret things in their underwear drawers. So I decide I'm going to look in my father's underwear drawer, and I'm going to find out what makes him tick. I'm going to find out who he is by seeing what he keeps in his underwear drawer. So one day my parents aren't home, I go into their bedroom, and it's the nicest room in the house. It has the best furniture. It's this really nice fake wood, modern bedroom set with like a big mirror and a dresser. And I go inside, and I go to my father's underwear drawer, and I'm looking around underneath the underwear and the socks, and I pull out, 2 paperback books. It's like, I guess my father does read sometimes. So I pull out the books, and the first one is called, Hot for Pain, and the second one is Disciplining Kitty. So Disciplining Kitty appeals to me more. So I sit on the bed and I start reading it, and it's about this woman named Kitty, and she's with these 2 men who are wearing black pants, and the men put their penises in her, and then they whip her, and I think they have like a long black whip, and they also have something called a riding crop, but I'm not really sure what that is, except I think maybe they use it on horses. So I'm sitting on my parents' bed reading these books. And like I said, I'm 11, and it's the beginning of my puberty. And I'm reading this stuff, and I start to get really turned on. And, it's like, Jesus Christ, wow. It's like, wow, they could use a riding crop on a woman's genitals. Woo! And I pop open the other book, Hot for Pain, and this one is about a woman who's hurting a man, and it's really cool and it's fascinating. Of course, the but even 11-year-old me is saying, like, the woman in the book in Hot for Pain, she keeps calling the man disgusting worm, and 11-year-old me is saying, I'm sorry, I just can't find the idea of being called disgusting worm sexy at all. But, both these books turned me on. This is probably one of the first times in my life I have ever been turned on, in fact. And I get really scared. I get scared about a couple of things, and the scariest thing is about my father. Because like I said, I'm 11, and I don't know about saying consensual. I don't know about the world of kinky sex and how it might be different from hitting an unsuspecting little kid. And I start to get really afraid. Is my father turned on when he hits me? And, I just want to cry because this wave of terror goes through me. But I also get scared about myself because, I like these books. I really like them. And, this is one of the first times in my life I've ever been turned on, and that was really amazing, but it's about people hurting people. And what does that mean about me? Who the fuck am I? What kind of person am I? And I wish I had never gone to my father's underwear drawer, and I don't know what I was hoping to find out about him in the drawer, but this was not it. And now I realize I have yet one more thing in common with my sad father, which is that we both like SM porn. Thank you.